Exclusive. U.S. intelligence suggests Russian military is advising Houthis inside Yemen. World News. Consistent BAT20. Users often report submissions from this site for sensationalized articles. Readers have a responsibility to be skeptical, check sources, and comment on any flaws. You can help improve this thread by linking to media that verifies or questions this article's claims. Your link could help readers better understand this issue. I am a bot, and this action was performed automatically. Please contact the moderators of this subreddit. Message compose to =r World News if you have any questions or concerns. Auto moderator 1. Of course they are. That's what they do. Bluehot 55, 1752. WWP. World War Proxy. Firm_ad_7229, 484. No surprise, cause they are similar when comes to committing crimes against humanity. Dictatorship. Supporter of anti-gay and anti-LGBT rights. Allied with another autocratic country called Iran and many more. Apprehensive_sleep_4, 129. And Hamas. And Hezbollah. And Al-Qaeda for certain. Dragging that thread slightly into conspiratorial extent. I've always suspected 9/11 wasn't an isolated incident either. Stinks of Russian attitude. No country for Coldham. 362. No kidding. Russia is helping out Iranian proxies and has been supporting dictatorship in the region for a while. It's amazing how much people complain about the US and Israel while completely failing to realize that Iran in particular has been on a campaign to destabilize the region and has a whole division of the IRGC dedicated to establishing, training and funding paramilitary groups outside its borders called the Quds Forces. That's what Soleimani and one of the recent bombed Iranian commanders in Lebanon actually led in. Why they were targets. As much as these idiots complain about stuff like the West's support of the Shah prior to the Iranian Revolution or the West moving to strengthen ties with Ukraine after Euromaidan, they've been interfering in these countries for decades at this point, either through proxies or direct military operations with the explicit goal of either co-opting their governments through force or destabilizing them enough to create failed states where their proxies or allies can launch attacks against their adversaries. Observational humor. 38. Iran warns that Hezbollah will likely hit non-military targets in Israeli territory in response to Israel's strike on Beirut. World News. Benevolent Bard. Iran instructs Hezbollah to hit civilian targets in Israeli territory, is how I am reading the headline. OK ad 5495. 4019. 9. So plan is to do terrorism, XA0, honest fact 449, 1535. Checks dictionary entry for terrorism asterisk, Cathian, 221. You mean like the things they are firing all the time, regularly, into Israel? Not that different. Bugle_bunny, 683. The level of cowardice of Iran is awesome. Our funded militias in a foreign neighbor country will hit you hard. And you'll have to retaliate against foreign civilians that we will use as shield. Disgusting. Icarius 3. 658. That's adorable that Hezbollah and Iran claim they were targeting military infrastructure. They weren't. But now they admitted they're intentionally targeting civilians. I am sure they'll be condemned. Right? Quote. Twitchy JC. 707. Israeli fighter jets strike airport on the Lebanon-Syria border. Report, World News, 141_1337. I think they reached the "we no longer give a fuck what anyone else thinks" stage of the war. Reckless Soul 1. 3766. It makes sense from a strategy perspective to strike first. 2 Istanbul to Tehran flights were cancelled for tonight. Both are daily flights that rarely get cancelled. XA0 even though there was that article earlier today saying it would be in about 10 days. It makes sense that they were gearing up for something if they were cancelling flights much sooner than that. Cat House Chicken 687. Israel has historically made the first move to cripple their enemy when they know an invasion is coming. This might be it. Rasa the Sunderer 1178. Knocking out Arab airbases. Sounds like prior wars that have been won by Israel. Devils don't cry. 563. Attacking airport makes sense as knocking out of commission will impede supply logistics. Macross 1984. 592. That's the airport that shows up in my Pokemon Go when the Israelis jam the GPS in Cyprus. Robot 141. 82. Venezuela says US at the forefront of coup attempt. World News. Hi-Fi Rush 2. For those of you watching at home, there are literal Wagner Group troops on the ground working hand in hand with Maduro. Very CIA and very cool. Migrant Twerker 531. Clear tyrant steals elections in an incredibly blatant way. There are some protests next day then. Not much afterwards. The US had dropped several sanctions months ago on the promise of fair elections and even released one of Maduro's top cronies. Alex Saab. Damn. The CIA is getting rusty because this is just one terrible coup attempt. Shoizen 4152. Meanwhile left-wing asterisk and asterisk right-wing parties across the entire world are calling the election a fraud. But sure, Venezuelan media. It's the US fault. Financial Can 3091. 752. Maduro is throwing a tantrum like a child because he lost and he has been outed on a global stage. He's grasping at whatever excuses he can find. Hell, like shotgun out a few different excuses to see what sticks. Maduro also allegedly has a micro penis. Christmas_panda 460. I mean, having greater than 100% of votes kinda seems sketch. Boketh 741. Lol, it's not a coup attempt, you pass. The reason why the US decided to recognize the opposition candidate as the real winner is because they know and everyone knows that Maduro loses in a landslide, and why all are just delusional to think that Maduro won. XA0. Apprehensive_sleep_4. 466. X.